What's going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by BLSG, and this is another Sixers post-game video. If you guys are new to this channel and love talking Philly sports nearly every single day, go down below and hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and make sure you turn on the notification bell wherever it is on your screen so you guys are instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, if you saw the Sixers game last night, the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Washington Wizards by a final score of, I believe it was 113 to 107. If you guys are happy with this win or not happy with this win, either way, smash the like button. Give me your thoughts down below on what you guys thought of the game, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game. So, with all that being said, let's get into some Sixers stats. And before we do that, two things. Thank you guys so much for 100 subs on BLSG. Yes, sir. Just hit 100 subs at 9 o'clock this morning. I was ready and prepped for this video. I had to get all my information down when I hit 100 subs this morning. Appreciate the support, fellas. We'll be doing another shout-out event at the end of the video. We'll get to that later. And also, before we get into this video, let's just hear a word from today's sponsor. Alright guys, so I would like to give a massive shout-out to a company that will 100% have all of your sports needs. They'll have merchandise, hats, anything that you want, they'll have. I would love to give a huge shout out to Bob's Sports. They will have all of your sports needs. They have jerseys, shirts, helmets, you name it. They have NBA stuff, MLB, NFL, NHL, any kind of league that you're looking for, Bob's Sports has it. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out Bob's Sports. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to the description down below. Shout out to Bob's Sports for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to some Sixers. So, the Sixers, once again, beat the Washington Wizards 113 to 107. And I'm kind of sad about the win just for a few reasons. But I'm kind of happy about the win. The reason why I'm sad about the win is because we struggled in the third quarter. We only got 14 points on the board and did not score until nearly halfway into the third quarter. So that really brought us down and didn't make us look our best, unlike it did in the first quarter, the second quarter, and the fourth. The third quarter really put us down by a lot, but we managed to come back and win the game. So, that's my reason for why I'm kind of about the win. But why I'm happy about the win is because, of course, a win is a win. And we're already 1-0. We beat the Washington Wizards. We beat an Eastern Conference team, and that is all that matters. So, with all that being said, let's talk about some Sixers and Wizards stats. Alright, so what I did for this one, just like last season when we were in the bubble, I gave you some key players who did very well in their respective games based on points, rebounds, and assists. But I went more in depth, and not only did I put the points, rebounds, and assists into play, I put their overall shooting on what they shot that night, and I gave them their percentage, and then I gave the players my overall grade in my opinion. So anyway, we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with the Wizards. Yes, the Wizards, Russell Westbrook struggled. Bradley Beal was their leading shooter on the team. And Davis Bertans off the bench came in and was a top 3 shooter in the game last night. So, based on points and all of the stats that are being listed, Bradley Beal had 31 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, very high point percentage for Bradley Beal. Didn't have a lot of rebounds, didn't have a lot of assists. Overall shooting, he shot 20 for 37, which if you divide the numerator by the denominator, you have a 54% overall for Bradley Beal. But my overall grade, since he was the one with the most points for the Wizards and did very well based on his field goal shooting, his free throws, and whatever else there is. Based on what he had right there, I'm giving him an 88%. I'm giving him a B+, because he was the one who shot really well for the Wizards, and the Sixers could not stop Bradley Beal. Next, you have Russell Westbrook. He was the one who really struggled in the game against the Sixers. He had 21 points, 11 rebounds, 15 assists. I know the rebounds and the assists are very high, which is impressive from Russell Westbrook. 21 points doesn't seem too bad, but overall shooting, he only went 12 for 29, which is not good and only puts him up to a 41% overall shooter last night against the Philadelphia 76ers. My overall grade, since he had 11 rebounds and 15 assists, I bumped it up, and in my opinion, I will give him a 67%, but that still puts him at an F, considering that he was not a great shooter last night. Third, Davis Bertans. Bertans had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and he didn't have a lot of rebounds and assists, but 14 points is still acceptable to make my top 3. He was 10 for 15 overall on shooting. So, if you do the math correctly, that brings him up to a 67% overall shooter, according to the court. But, in my opinion, my overall grade for him, since he was a good shooter, and since he came off the bench and put some serious points on the board for Washington, I gave him a 72% because of how much effort Davis Bertans put into the Washington Wizards team. So those are my top 3 shooters. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll show you guys the information after we get through them all. So hopefully that can focus. Hopefully you guys can see that. It'll probably not be perfect, but it's whatever. Anyway, Sixers top 3 shooters. Here we go. These are also based on points. Number 1, Joel Embiid, who had 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. A very well-played game by Joel Embiid. He was 19 for 27 overall shooting. So that is a pretty decent night for Joel Embiid. And percentage-wise, that is a 70%. But based on how many points and how many rebounds Joel Embiid put on the board, I bumped his overall grade. If I was Doc Rivers, I would bump up his grade to a B+ at 87%. So I would give Joel Embiid a B+ at 87%. And that was a very well-played game by Joel Embiid. Next, Shake Milton, who had 19 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. A very well-played game by Shake Milton. Coming off the bench, too. Coming off the bench, Shake Milton played a very well-played game for the Philadelphia 76ers. He did grow a little bit, put some weight on, and I think that really helped him to become a bigger man and to really show up in this one. He was 13 for 22 overall on shooting, which if you divide the numerator by the denominator, you have a 59% overall for Shake Milton. But because he came off the bench and did really well for the Philadelphia 76ers, my overall grade for him was a 77% for Shake Milton. Because you got to give bench players credit for coming off the bench and having a very well-played performance for your team. Finally, Ben Simmons, who really struggled when it came to the three-pointers and really could just not get the job done when it came to those threes, but he actually shot a 3 in the game and actually did something. So, anyway, stats on Ben Simmons. He had 16 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, And he was 9 for 18 shooting overall. So that was a 50% for Ben Simmons. Not a great grade overall based on all the shooting and shots that Ben Simmons took. He played an okay game, I would say, as a starter, but he really has to get better on his three-point shooting and all that good stuff. He finished with the 50% if 9 over 18 reduced is 1.5. So that's a half. So you have a 50%. But because of what Ben Simmons put on the board with 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and really tried to put up a good fight, even though he missed all those three-pointers, I will still give him some credit. I put him up to a 71% based on him trying to get out there and put on a show for Doc Rivers and the entire Sixers bench and the current players who were currently on the court. So, Sixers got the victory. I'm happy about it. But Ben Simmons really needs to work on his shooting. Shake Milton's getting up there. Joel Embiid is a powerhouse when it comes to him being on the field. So, anyway, let's just get off all this talk about the Sixers stats. Even though you guys love the Sixers, same here. Even though you guys love the Sixers, let's just get off the topic because we know that the Sixers are going to get better game by game. And let's get into what you guys have been waiting for. The 100 subscriber shout-out event. Here are all the names. There's around 14 people still in the container, shaking it up big time. Really want one of you guys to win. I know it's going to happen. I just dropped some. I don't know what happened. Just dropped some because there is literally no lid on this because I really didn't feel like putting a lid on because the lid that goes to this container gets really stuck all the time and I didn't really want to waste my time opening it. So I'm going to shake it up, put my hand over it so that way all the papers don't get out. There are none on the floor, thank God. Alright, so I'm going to shuffle them around, pull one out. Your YouTube channel will be shouted out in this video at the end for those of you who do not know what happens when it comes to these shout-out events. But for you guys who have already been watching the channel, you guys already know the experience, and it's time for one of you guys to win one. So, we're mixing them up right now. So, looking to shuffle around, pick one out. Got it. Right there. There it is. There it is. So, going to put that to the side. And going to open this up. I have the name right here in my hand. And the winner is Philly Insider Podcast. He is the winner of this shout-out event for 100 subscribers. Shout out to you, my guy. You won the next one. Philly Insider Podcast. Let's see if that can focus. And that should be the best angle that you guys are going to get. Philly Insider Podcast is the winner of this shout-out event right here. And sorry to the rest of you guys who did not win this one. But like I said, in many of my other shout-out events, we're going to be doing more of these. Just help me out. But this time, all the shout-out events, since I hit 100, they're going to be raised up by every 100, not every 10 subscribers. But from 90 to 100 was the last time. We're going up by 10 subscribers for shout-out events. So help me out, guys, and keep getting me to 200, 300, 400, etc., etc. All the way up to 1,000. That way, I can do a live stream, and that way you guys can actually talk to me, and we'll do probably like a Q&A or something like that. So, just keep helping me out, keep rising me up, all the way to 1,000, that way we can do a live stream together. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and the notification bell to see more videos like this. And let me know what you guys thought on the game last night. I thought the Sixers played very well, especially for Joel Embiid, who really put up some serious points for the Philadelphia 76ers. And all of these guys backed them up. And the Sixers get up to 1-0, take out the Washington Wizards, and hey, they're on a win season. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Practice social distancing if you're going out in public. And have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Peace out.